Hey y'all, my name is Mick. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd rather just watch the speed paint version, I will put a link in the description and an eye in the sky right now. Before I get into the topic of this video, I wanted to talk about what I'm drawing in the background. This is a piece of fan art for the webcomic No End, and I wanted to talk about it because this is probably my favorite webcomic. Probably? No, it's definitely my favorite webcomic. It's a post-apocalyptic sort of slice of life style comic about a bunch of queer people trying to find a place called Haven while fighting off zombies. It's really good, and I don't think I can do it justice in just one sentence. This character is Jerry, and he shows up a little ways into the comic, and I love him. He's great. You can and should read the comic at noendcomic.com. Just a little promo. So what I wanted to talk about in this video is how to stay focused while drawing. I've been having some issues with focusing lately, so I wanted to share some things that I do to keep my mind on the art that I'm making. Hopefully this helps some other people too. Tip number 1, schedule. Okay, we all knew this was coming because I can't go 2 weeks without talking about how important an art schedule is, but seriously, you should have an art schedule. I went way into depth with this in my How to Find Time for Art video, so I'll keep this brief. When you have a regularly scheduled block of time where you are creating, your brain has an easier time switching into that mode. Also, having a schedule should mean that all of your responsibilities are taken care of and you don't have to worry about that while you're drawing. Of course, that's not always the case, but in my experience, it's more likely when I have a schedule. Tip number 2, mentally prepare yourself. Maybe this is something that I only need to do because of ADHD, but every time I switch between tasks, I have to take a couple minutes just to get my mind out of one headspace and into another. It's something I've heard other people with ADHD talk about, so if you have ADHD, maybe you should try a bit of mental preparation. I think this kind of goes along with keeping a schedule in that it helps you to be in the mindset to draw and create, which helps you focus on what you're doing. Tip number 3, to get off your damn phone. Seriously. No phone, no internet, no TV, no anything. Seriously, put your phone on Do Not Disturb and then put your phone in another room. I make digital art, so it's not like I can turn my computer off, but I can put it on airplane mode, which I do as long as I'm not listening to music online. Studies have shown that only a small portion of people are actually able to multitask. You can only switch rapidly between tasks, which cuts down on your ability to focus on either task. So if you're browsing social media or texting your friends or watching a movie or something, you aren't totally focused on drawing. Now, this is different if you've got a TV on as some kind of background noise and you aren't really watching, but it has to be something that you aren't really watching. On the subject of background noise, tip number 4, choose your background noise wisely. Some people can only work when it's quiet, some people need white noise, some people need music but only instrumental music, some people need TV but only TV they've seen before, and so on and so on. I typically listen to music, but it has to be music that I won't sing along to, so either instrumental music or music that I've never heard before. Spotify's Discover feature does wonders. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm watching something that doesn't take too much attention. Recently that's been Hell's Kitchen, but before that it was Psych, because I've seen it at least a dozen times. It just sort of depends, you know? I have heard that video game music is specifically designed to keep you focused. I don't know what the science behind that is or how it does that, but you can see if that works for you. Really just experiment until you find what keeps you focused. Tip number 5, get dressed. This is more of a problem for artists that work from home or don't have another job. I think it's good advice for anyone, honestly. Don't draw in sweatpants. Seriously though, if you don't change out of your pajamas before you draw, you're putting yourself in the state of mind of, oh, this isn't important, I'm just having a bit of a lazy day. Why does it matter if I don't super pay attention? So get yourself in the mood to work and make art by getting dressed. You don't have to be wearing a suit and tie or anything like that, but something that you would be willing to go out in. Treat it like you're taking it seriously. This is slightly different if you're something like a painter, then you should be wearing clothes that you don't mind getting paint on, but I still stand by the fact that those clothes should not be your pajamas. Alright, tip number 6. Take breaks. If you work for too long, you'll get burnout. You also won't be able to focus as well after long periods of time, so take regular breaks. I don't have them scheduled out, which may be surprising considering how much I harp on about schedules, although some people find scheduling them to be helpful. I just take them whenever I feel like I need to, which tends to be about once every hour and a half or so. And then I just take a walk for a few minutes and maybe have a snack. Because you need to have all of your needs taken care of in order to focus. If you're distracted by the fact that you're hungry, then you aren't completely focused on what you're doing. So take a break and eat something, friend. Honestly, that could have been its own tip, but whatever. Tip number 7. Have a specific space for art. I used to draw in bed, always, every time I drew, and it wasn't any good because I was super easily distracted while drawing because I didn't associate the place I was sitting with work, and I had trouble going to sleep when the time came because I didn't totally see it as a place to relax and sleep. So don't do what I did. I recommend sitting at a desk or a table. That sounds really obvious now that I say it, but maybe it needs saying since I used to not do it. But having a space that's clean and distraction free is really beneficial. I also think it's good in the same way that it's recommended that you only use your bed for sleep, so you only associate it with sleep. You'll start to associate your workspace with work, and you'll be more in the zone and less distracted when you're there. So there you go. Hope that was helpful. Just a short little video about staying focused while drawing, because I'm babysitting currently and I can't talk for super long. Seriously, I hope you liked it. Read the comic No End, noendcomic.com. I'll talk to y'all in my next video. Bye!